Well, hi guys, and it's public holiday here today in Queensland. I'm just at the studio clearing up from our rainbow party that we had on Saturday, and getting ready for some art, the May the 4th be with you art this weekend. Later on today. But as I was clearing up, I was getting the materials ready, of which we need paper plates later. I was clearing up all the paper, and I decided to do you a cheeky Mother's Day craft kit. You can collect these. There's 10 free to give away today, and you can collect these from my studio. I'm going to leave them by my sign in a box. And kids, you can collect these and make yourself a little Mother's Day gift for mum. Okay, the only cost to you is that once you have made your Mother's Day gift, I would like you to take a photograph, post me a review at You Create Art at Home. So I'm going to show you how to make it. So once you pick up your kit, let me whip round the other side of the camera. Okay, so here they are. Look, all these kits are ready to go. Here's a sign so you can find them. There's a box. And in the box, there's 10 free kits. Love Bess at You Create Art at Home. I've put them all together for you. Let's have a look inside, shall we? What's inside the kit? I love it! Okay, this is what you're going to make. Pockets of love for your mum. You can fill this little pocket with whatever you want. You could get some flowers from the garden. I have actually given you a couple of flowers if you want to put them in there. You're going to make a flower to go on it. You're going to create this beautiful pocket of love that they can hang up. Maybe, I know it's dull, I don't want to be sexist at all, but I would put my little shopping list thing in there and a pen maybe to hang up so I know where there's a little notepad and pen for doing my shopping list. But it could be in the bathroom. They could put their tweezers or their makeup brushes or whatever. But it's a little pocket of love from you guys. Maybe it just has a note or a letter or something like that. A bag. A cookie and a tea bag to make a cup of tea. Whatever ideas you have, you can do with that. But I'm going to show you how to make it. Your kits are here, they're all free. So let's have a look inside the kit. Here's your kit. You'll have a paper plate. You'll have extra cutout piece of paper plate. A beautiful shiny piece. A free card and envelope so you can make Mum a Mother's Day card. You're going to have, so this is where it all started from today. I was cutting up my elephant from the elephant painting this weekend and cutting it up, ready to put my scraps in my painted paper box, because like I've told you before, I don't throw anything away. So I was cutting them all up, putting them in the paper box, painted paper box. And I thought, well, why don't I just make something out of these? I'll make something. I promised the guys when I was doing this painted paper that I'd show you what you could do with it. So you've got painted paper. You've got a nice piece of craft paper as well. What else have we got? You've got these, and I love these. My mum and my granny used to use these on their plates and put like shortbreads and stuff. They're kids, you won't have a clue probably what these are. They come as a whole circle, and I've cut them down into little pieces, but they're paper doilies. It's like lace, but made out of paper to make plates look pretty, and then you put cakes on. I know, the modern kids would be like, what on earth, what a waste. But they're beautiful. What else have we got? Inside your little goodie bag, you'll have another little goodie bag. I didn't put my feather in there, but you've got a feather. What else have you got? You've got a flower, like I said. You've got a pipe cleaner. I've given you some crayons, some stickers, and a little tub of glitter. So, how are we going to make this? Well, let's have a go, shall we? Let me put my materials out like this. I'm going to put them all at the front so you guys can see them. And let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do, now I haven't got, if you haven't got watercolours or paints at home, just use your crayons, okay? You can just use your crayons. So you could colour however you wanted to do it. You could do a rainbow colour. You could do it in stripes. You could do it in spots. However your plate. I've given you the crayons. If you want to use paint, you can use paints and crayons, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. But let's say you're just using crayons. You're going too fast. Slow down, Karen. Okay, I'm just going to get a chair. Is that all right with you? Just going to get a chair. All right, coming back round. Here we go. That's better. Getting old, kids, getting old. Okay, what other colour? Let's put orange. I'm doing a beautiful rainbow. Okay, I'm going to fold it up. And I now need to colour on, so I've coloured in half my plate. Now I'm going to fold it up and I want to colour this one. And this one, I think I'm going to colour just one colour. So I'm going to colour it all purple. You've got the crayons, so if you don't want to get any paints out, you can just use crayons, okay? This one here I painted, but I want to give you both options because, you know, some people don't have paints at home at all, and the whole point of this kit is that you should have everything in it pretty much other than a bit of sticky tape or a stapler. All right, so that's what we're going to do. You can see with this one, I've already painted it. I painted the whole thing purely because it was easier. And I let it go really, really drippy so that I kind of got a kind of tie-dye effect. Just pinks, purples and blues. I'm going to fold it up, just like this one. And now I'm just going to paint on this side. So I'm just using my watercolour sets. If you've got watercolours and the kids want to have a go at doing watercolour, then why not? Watercolours aren't too messy, so it's really nice, isn't it? Not too messy, not too much of a problem. Obviously they'll have to dry, so that's why I'm going to do this first and then let it dry. So I'm just doing blue on that piece there, on the fold. Alright, so I'm going to let that dry now. I'm going to get my watercolours, move them away. I'm going to let that dry. Can you see I haven't folded it in half? Okay, I don't want it folded in half. I've folded it so when the paper plate folds up, the top of the paper plate is kind of where that ridgy effect is. Okay, so that's where you need to fold it, kids. Not in half, otherwise you won't make a pocket. Alright, so I'm going to let that one dry. That's my other one. And while I do that, I'm going to show you how to do your card. So here's my card, my gorgeous Mother's Day card. I'm obviously making it for myself. Hopefully my kids might think about it, but you know, who knows. Okay, I'm going to use this and I'm going to cut it into a heart. If you need to draw it first, then do. I'm just going to freehand it. So I did it in a really nice shape for you, so that if you're not very good at hearts, all you have to do is cut into the middle, cut a triangle out of the middle, and you're starting to get your heart shape. Then just curve around the top, and then curve around the top there. And there's my heart. Super, super easy. Now, so that's where my heart's going to go. I need to get a glue stick. Hang on. Didn't have a glue stick. Okay, I've got it. Thought I was totally prepared and I wasn't. Before I glue it in, I want to do a beautiful coloured background. I use 3 colours. I like pink, blue and red. Your mum might like greens or blues. You do whatever you want. On an angle, I'm just going to crayon on an angle. Colour looks arty and farty. I said farty, sorry. And I said it again. Sorry, I shouldn't say fart. That's really rude. Although it is actually a natural thing that we all do. Yes, mums do it too. Okay, so I'm now doing the purple. Now I'm going to do the blue. If you want to do a different pattern, you can. Go to town, create whatever pattern. Create whatever pattern you want, okay? So that's going to be my coloured pattern. I'm now going to, now because crayons have got wax in them, you can't really glue over the top like this, it's a bit hard. So glue on your paper, and don't do what I've just done. You'll cry, kids. Glue carefully on your paper doily, but obviously, like Karen has just done, if you glue too hard, you rip it. However, am I crying? No, I'm not. Why? Because I can just pick it up and glue it on, it's fine. So, I glue that piece on, the little piece that I ripped, I'm just going to jigsaw it back together. There you are. No need to panic. Didn't have any glue on it. Hang on, let's get some glue on that bit. Okay, so that's my heart. I'm now going to get my gold. You might have silver. I put silver and gold in there. Now you might want to do something different, like a flower. I'm just going to do a heart, so I'm keeping it really simple. Sometimes simple is best, isn't it, hey? Simple is best. I'm going to put some glue there, and I'm going to glue the gold heart inside of the white heart. If you want to use more of that, you can. You could put trims and pictures and all sorts around the outside. And then I'm going to use my little sheet of paper. Now again, everybody's got different paper, so I don't know what you've got, I can't remember. And I'm just going to do another heart, a smaller one that's going to go inside my gold one. So it's kind of like a 3-heart thing. You might want to cut out flowers. Don't throw these in the bin, kids. Remember, get yourself a little box and put your scraps in a box. They can be used again and again and again and again and again. All right, so there's my Mother's Day card. Unfortunately, I can't send that to my mum because Mother's Day in England is a different time. I could actually send it to her though. In fact, I might do that if she's probably watching. Right, I'm just going to write, I love you, Mum. You might say Mummy, you might call her something different. That's my Mother's Day card. There's my envelope. If I was going to get really cool about it, I'd probably do some extra designs on my envelope. I always love it when things come and it's got colour on the envelope. And then what am I going to say, kids? Once Mum has opened her envelope, what are you going to do with the envelope? Save it! Save it, exactly. It's got pattern, it's material, you can use it for crafting, you can use it for collage. So just go to town and keep all of your resources. That way, whenever you feel like you want to do something, you have got some materials to do it with. And it doesn't have to be expensive, posh materials, does it? No. Okay, so that's my envelope. I've done some hearts on the back. There's my card. That's the first bit done. Beautiful. Now, the next thing, so this is still drying here. Good, good, good. I'm just going to wipe that in so it dries a bit quicker. It's nearly dried, just in the lights, but it's a bit wet there. So I'm just going to put it there and the lights will dry it. Okay, with this piece here, I want you to get your scissors and I want you to cut a curly edge. So, if you need to draw it with a pencil first, draw it with a pencil first. I'm going to do mine freehand because obviously Karen is very clever. No, I'm not really clever. Well, I am clever. Why not? Say it. I am clever. I am clever. I am clever. No, I've just done it for many years, haven't I? Because I'm old. As all my kids tell me, you're old, Mum. I don't care. I don't mind being old. I don't think Instagram and Facebook has to be full of skinny, blonde, brown, beautiful 20-year-olds. I think there's a place for us mums, and I'm going to own that space. All right, so you can use your painted one, or you can use your crayon one. As I've done this one as a painted one, I might do this one as a crayon one for you, okay? So, I want to colour my flower motif, and I'm going to go with yellow, I think. So I'm just going to colour. You might want to make patterns, or you might want to do stripes or colours. You might want to do whatever you want. I'm just going to go all over with yellow because that will be nice and easy. Okay, nearly there, halfway. The thing I love about crayons, it's a weird thing, kids. You always think that crayons are for preppies or little kids. No. I use crayons all the time. So if you think they're not cool, think again, people. They are amazing. They colour really quickly. You get really nice colour from them. You can use paint over the top, which is super nice. So I love a good crayon. Whenever I put them out in art class, I always get this. Like a face that's like, oh, crayons, it's so babyish. No, they're not. They're fab. Go the crayon. In fact, maybe I should start a little campaign. Crayons are the new material for 2020. I'm going to get a t-shirt. Go crayons. Yep, I am. That's it. Go the crayons. Okay. So I'm going to put this, and you can decide how you want to put it. Now, because mine's really curvy, I don't think I've made yours as curvy. So I'm just going to trim mine. I think I gave yours more of a half shape like that, so that it can sit behind. Now, if you haven't got a stapler, you can use sticky tape. If you've got a stapler, to be honest, sometimes a stapler is a little bit more strong. So I'm going to put 3 staples, one there, one at the top, and then one holding that edge. Oh, that one didn't work. If you are using a stapler and you're little, then maybe mum just needs to, not mum, it's for mum. Maybe dad just needs to be around just to make sure that you don't staple your fingers. We don't want anyone going to hospital today, thank you. Okay, 3 staples. If it bends a little bit at the back, that's okay, it just means it looks curvy. Alright, so we're starting to get our pocket. Now before I staple it shut, I want to do my drawing. I'm using a black permanent marker. Why? Well, you won't really be able to, you might be able to use a good felt tip on this, but because it's wax crayon, it's a bit harder. You could just use your darkest crayon and try with that, but I'm going to use a black permanent marker. And I'm just going to add a bit of detailing. What do I mean by detailing? Well, I just mean a bit of pattern work. I want to put a message on there. So I've just done like a scalloped edge there. And I want to write, this is the kicker, pockets of love. And that's what it is. It's your little love pocket for mum. I'll tell you what would work really well on here, if you haven't got a permanent marker, is biro. Biro you can use. Black biro would work well over crayon. And then put your name, so whoever it is, I'll write Bess. Pockets of love, love Bess, and I've put a little heart there. And then I'm just going to use my crayons, and I'm going to do, you see where these lines are on the plate? I'm just going to use the crayon, the green crayon, and I'm just going to go down and put some lines there, just to give a bit of pattern work. And then I might do some spots in my flower background. You can do whatever you want. Go to town, okay? This is your little piece for your mum. She might like lots of patterns or hearts. You can do whatever you want. So once you've done your design, you can then staple. And I do say staple for this. If you had to use sticky tape, it would still work, but it will just be stronger. You want one staple there and then one staple about there, okay? So that you can open it up and it will create a little pocket. Then the same on this side. One staple in the corner and one staple a little bit far up. Now I've got a little pocket, look. Can you see that? So my staple is there and there and there, those 4 spots, and it means that I end up either having a little mouth or a little pocket. Okie dokie. So the next thing I'm going to do is put 2 holes in the top. If you've only got a pair of scissors, then you open your scissors up and you twiddle your scissors round, but just be careful and make sure you're doing it on something. If you've got one of these, then you can just snitch a little hole through. This one is the same as a hole punch that you might have at home in the office. It's just that mine is a handheld one, but it does exactly the same as mum or dad's hole punch. So if they've got a hole punch, you can hole punch it. Get your pipe cleaner, put your pipe cleaner through one side, in through the other side, and then twiddle it shut. That's the handle. Okay, now I'm going to move that one out of the way, so I've used that one. Now we're going to do this really cool flower in the corner. And you are going to use the painted paper that I gave you, alright? So you'll find this, you'll see that you might have an eye or a bit of an ear. I've given you the paintings that Daisy, Harry and David did this weekend. The elephant, there's the trunk of my elephant. And you know, rather than throwing kids' artwork away, or if you've done something and you hate it, just cut it up like I'm doing here and use it as collage material. You just don't need to throw things away. It saddens me that people don't see how you can repurpose material. So look, I'm going to put them all together in a clump. I'm going to use that little bit as well. So I'm just going to cut, I don't need the black. Am I going to throw it away? Oh no, I'm not. Okay, I've put them all together like that. I'm going to cut it in half. Okay, now if you need to draw a shape of a petal, you can. So get your texter, when they're all together, draw your petal shape. And then you should be able to, if you're super careful and clever, and take your time, make sure all the edges are together at the bottom. You should be able to cut through 4 or 5 together, and then you'll have 5 petals that are all a similar shape. Takes a lot less time. If you find that's too tricky, then just cut them out one by one. Let's move my scraps away. Okay, then, so you'll have lots of different patterns because it depends on what bit you cut out of what bit, and that's okay. You can arrange them however you want, like that. So I'm just going to arrange mine in a little pattern shape. Put that one there, and then that one there, and then I'm going to put a staple right through them. Again, if you haven't got a stapler, you could use sticky tape. Put a staple right through it, and then I gave you an egg carton. Trim the egg carton to make it smaller. And you can do a number of things. You could paint it if you've got paint. This one here I painted. You could colour it in if you've got your crayons. So you could colour in the outside. Crayons colour really well on cardboard, so you can definitely colour it in. Takes a bit of colouring. Now remember, we're going to stick it on with the inside showing, so you don't need to do the base because that will be stuck on. So I'm just going to colour the outside of my egg carton. Now I'm going to do the inside. It's a bit fiddly, but you guys will have more time than me. So I'm just literally colouring it in orange. And then the centre of that flower, you could use a piece of your printed paper, you could use gold, you could use some of your doily that you've got left. I might use a piece of my printed paper. So I'm going to cut out one of these little flowers, look. And if you wanted to, you could use these in your flower as well. You could cut out petals in that. So you can use whichever resources you want to use. Okay, put a bit of glue and then stick that in the centre of my flower. Like that. So it's orange in the inside, green on the outside, it's got a little picture on the outside. And then I'm going to put it in the centre of my flower and very carefully slide my stapler on, staple it in the middle. Don't worry if it splits open, that's fine. And then I'm going to staple it wherever I want to put it on my pockets of love. I think I'm going to put it about there. And I'm just going to staple it through. Then if you pinch the end of your flower like this, so pinch them up, they'll kind of make it all 3D. So you just give it a squeeze on the petals. If you want to make the centre of your flower, you can cut it, so you can change the shape of it if you want to. If you wanted your flower to go all the way round, you can. I've just done a half flower there. You've got a feather, so you could add a feather in behind if you wanted to, or you can just add it in with the pocket. Put your flower in the pocket. And then finally, you've got a little bit of glitter, which you can put wherever you want. Now, kids, the trick with glitter is that you need to make sure you're either outside over a bin or you have a piece of paper down to capture it, okay? The glitter that I've given you is all recycled glitter. So when I do art at the studio and the kids sprinkle on glitter like this, so they sprinkle it on, I've given you a lovely little pot. Just get yourself a piece of paper. I should have put this underneath to show you, but just Put it on top of the paper, sprinkle your glitter. Then when you finish, give it a tap. Let the glitter fall off. Then bend your piece of paper. Open up your pot again. And let it go back in there. So whenever I'm doing any artwork, and let's say the kids choose lots and lots of different coloured glitters, which they obviously do because they always want, I want green, I want pink, I want something, that's fine. I'm not precious over that, and I want them to have freedom of choice, so I let them use whatever, but I always actually use glitter in like a washing up tub in a glitter box, and then I've got a funnel and I put it all into one big tub and I collect it as sort of mixed recycled glitter, which is what I'm giving you, okay? So there is your lovely Pockets of Love present that you can give to Mummy. If you want to, you can put a cookie or a tea bag in there, some flowers from the garden. You could put your Mother's Day card. Oh, one more thing I forgot to show you. I've also given you some stickers. These ones are little hearts. You could use them for your card if you want to, or you could put them on your Pockets of Love. Smooth everything out of the way. So there you've got your card. You can put it in your envelope. It's got the outside, you've written on it, it's got a couple of stickers inside. Put it in your envelope. Kids, your mum is going to be thrilled. None of you are at school next week, so there's going to be none of this homemade craft coming home, but I think any mum would be pretty happy getting something beautiful like that. So, here you go. I'm now going to walk out of my studio. Here are my 10 kits that I've got to give away. They're all in there. I'm not going to be there waiting for you, so you don't have to show me who you are. I'm just going to put them by my sign by the Baptist Church. The Baptist Church is on 1125 Waterworks Road. There's no one here today, so you can come in, park in the car park, pick yourself up a little bag, and then the kids have got an activity this afternoon. I'll be back at 3 o'clock. For a couple of hours with 3 different Star Wars activities for you. And if not, I will see you another time. Take care. Bye.